Have you ever felt like you're falling behind just because someone else posted a highlight reel? You open your phone for 5 minutes and suddenly everyone your age is richer, fitter, happier, more successful. Someone just bought a house. Someone just launched a business. Someone just got married. Someone just made 6 figures at 22. And there you are, sitting in your room wondering if you missed the memo on how to win at life. But here's the truth, no one posts about you're comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's best angle. And if you don't stop, you won't just lose confidence, you'll lose your own path. So today we're having an honest conversation about what comparison is really doing to your future and how to take your power back. If you're ready to stop measuring your life against the screen and start building real success on your own terms, hit subscribe and comment my journey below. Let's grow together. Let's be honest. When you scroll through social media, it doesn't feel like you're watching normal people. It feels like you're watching winners. Constant winners. Perfect vacations. Perfect bodies. Perfect relationships. Business launches. Promotions. Engagement rings. Luxury cars. Smiling selfies with captions about blessed and grateful. But what you're really watching is a highlight reel. You're not seeing the arguments before the couple posted that cute photo. You're not seeing the debt behind the new car. You're not seeing the anxiety behind the confident smile. You're not seeing the 17 failed attempts before the big announcement. You're seeing the final cut, not the raw footage. And here's where it becomes dangerous. Your brain forgets that. Your brain starts treating someone else's best moments as their everyday life. And then you compare that to your random Tuesday afternoon where you feel tired, confused, and unsure about your future. Of course you'll feel behind. You're comparing your unfiltered reality to someone else's edited story. Social media rewards visibility, not vulnerability. It celebrates outcomes, not effort. Nobody posts the nights they cried on the bathroom floor. Nobody posts the rejection emails. Nobody posts the self-doubt, the mistakes, the embarrassing first attempts. But that's where real growth happens. The truth is, success is usually boring before it becomes impressive. It's repetitive, it's lonely, it's filled with doubt. It's waking up early when nobody is clapping, it's practicing when nobody is watching, it's failing quietly and trying again without applause. But that part doesn't go viral. So you scroll, and it looks like everyone is ahead, everyone is certain, everyone is winning. Meanwhile, you're in the middle of your process, and the middle is messy. You're building, you're learning, you're struggling, you're figuring it out, and that doesn't look glamorous, but it's real. Remember this, every person you admire once had a phase they would never post, a season where they were unknown, a time when they doubted themselves, a chapter that didn't look successful at all. You're not behind, you're just in a chapter that isn't meant for display yet. Don't let someone else's polished moment make you disrespect your growing season. If this hit you, comment real growth below. Let's remind each other that what's unseen often matters more than what's posted. Comparison doesn't just steal your confidence, it steals your gratitude. And when gratitude disappears, nothing ever feels like enough. You could achieve something today, something you once prayed for, and still feel empty because someone else achieved more. That's how subtle comparison is. You finally start making progress in your career, but someone your age is already earning double. You improve your body and feel healthier, but someone online looks more perfect. You move into your first apartment, but someone else just bought a house. So instead of celebrating your growth, you minimize it. Instead of saying, I've come so far, you say it's not enough. That mindset is exhausting, and it's unfair to the person you used to be. Think about who you were 5 years ago. The fears you had, the things you didn't know, the habits you were still trying to break, the confidence you were still building. Now look at yourself today. You survived things that once felt impossible. You learned lessons that once confused you. You're stronger in ways you don't even notice because you're too busy looking at someone else's lane. Comparison makes you blind to progress. It convinces you that growth only counts if it's bigger than someone else's. But growth is personal. It's measured against your past, not someone else's present. Gratitude keeps you grounded. It reminds you that every small step matters, that the discipline you're building matters, that the quiet wins matter. When you practice gratitude, you realize success isn't just about reaching the top. It's about becoming someone stronger on the way up. But when you compare, you erase your own journey. You forget the nights you stayed consistent. You forget the risks you took. You forget the courage it took just to start. And the dangerous part, if you can't appreciate what you have now, you won't appreciate what you get next. Because comparison always moves the goalpost. Today it's their income. Tomorrow it's their lifestyle. Then it's their influence. There will always be someone ahead in some category. Always. If your happiness depends on being ahead of others, you'll never rest. But if your happiness depends on growth, effort, and gratitude, you'll always find peace. Pause for a moment and ask yourself, when was the last time I genuinely felt proud of how far I've come? Not compared to anyone, just compared to who I used to be. Gratitude doesn't make you complacent, it makes you powerful. Because when you appreciate your progress, you move forward with confidence instead of insecurity. So stop robbing yourself of joy by measuring your life against someone else's highlight reel. Your journey deserves respect. If this spoke to you, comment IV ground below. Let's take a moment to acknowledge our own progress without comparison. Some of the pressure you feel isn't coming from your dreams. It's coming from a clock you didn't even set. Somewhere along the way, we were handed this invisible timeline. Graduate by this age, earn this much by that age. Be married by then, own this, achieve that, become something before it's too late. And if you don't hit those milestones on schedule, it feels like you're behind. But behind who? Life is not a synchronized race. It's not a marathon where everyone starts at the same line with the same shoes, the same training, the same support system. Some people were given resources early, some were given connections, some were given confidence. Others had to build all that from scratch. Some people start with stability, others start with survival. And those starting points matter. If someone had financial support while you were helping your family pay bills, your timelines won't match. If someone grew up surrounded by mentors while you had to figure everything out alone, your journeys won't look the same. If someone found their passion at 16 and you're still discovering yours at 26, that doesn't mean you're late. It means you're human. We romanticize early success so much that we forget something important. Speed does not equal depth. Fast growth can look impressive, but steady growth builds roots. And roots matter. When you move at your own pace, you build resilience. You learn lessons fully. You develop character instead of just chasing outcomes. You fail, reflect, adjust, and grow stronger. That process might look slow from the outside, but it's solid. Some flowers bloom in spring, some bloom in autumn. Both are beautiful. Neither is wrong. Imagine judging a tree because it didn't grow as fast as the one next to it, without knowing they were planted in different soil. Your pace is shaped by your circumstances, your healing, your responsibilities, your mindset, and your readiness. There are things you're learning right now that are preparing you for opportunities you can't even see yet. And rushing your journey just to match someone else's timeline can lead you into places you're not ready to sustain. Success that comes too early without the maturity to handle it can collapse just as fast. Trust your pace. You are not late. You are not behind. You are becoming. The world might celebrate speed, but real growth respects timing. Stop asking, why am I not there yet? Start asking, what am I learning right now? Because your timing is shaping you into someone capable, not just successful. If you believe your journey has its own timing, comment my pace below. Let's normalize growing at the speed that's right for us. One of the quietest tragedies in life is this: people abandoning their own path just to walk someone else's. Not because they truly want to, but because it looks successful. You see someone building a business, so you think you should build one. You see someone becoming a content creator, so you think that's the move. You see someone climbing the corporate ladder, so you start chasing titles. And slowly, without even realizing it, you stop asking yourself a powerful question: what actually fits me? Copying someone else's timeline feels safe. It gives you a blueprint. It gives you direction. It makes you feel like you're doing something right. But here's the danger. Their timeline was built around their strengths, their personality, their opportunities, their interests. Not yours. When you force yourself into someone else's path, you might achieve something, but it won't feel aligned. It won't feel fulfilling. And deep down, you'll always feel slightly disconnected from your own life because you're living a borrowed vision. Your strengths are specific. Your way of thinking is specific. Your struggles have shaped you in specific ways. Maybe you're not loud, but you're thoughtful. Maybe you're not fast, but you're consistent. Maybe you're not flashy, but you're deep. Those traits matter, but you won't discover them if you're too busy trying to imitate someone else's highlight reel. The world doesn't need another copy of someone who already exists. It needs you, fully expressed. And here's something people don't talk about enough. The reason someone else's path looks smooth is because it fits them. When you try to walk it, it feels heavy. Because it wasn't designed for your feet, you aren't meant to win someone else's race. You are meant to build something that reflects who you are. That takes courage. Because building your own path means there's no clear roadmap. It means experimenting. It means failing in ways that are personal. It means discovering strengths you didn't even know you had. But that's where real confidence is built. Not in copying, in creating. When you stop chasing someone else's timeline, you free up energy to explore your own potential. You start asking better questions. You start making decisions that feel authentic. You begin building a life that makes sense to you, not just to the internet. And that's powerful, because at the end of a day, success without alignment feels empty. But success built around who you truly are, that feels solid. So stop shrinking yourself to fit someone else's blueprint. Your path is not supposed to look familiar. It's supposed to look like you. If you're ready to walk your own road, comment Meown Path below. Let's commit to building lives that actually belong to us. We live in a time where looking successful is easier than becoming successful. A good photo can create an image. A confident caption can create an illusion. A short clip can make years of work look effortless. But appearances don't build results. Discipline does. Real growth is rarely loud. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't always look impressive. Most of the time, it looks repetitive, even boring. It's waking up early when you don't feel like it. It's going to the gym and nobody is watching. It's working on your craft after a long day. It's choosing long-term progress over short-term comfort. That doesn't always make a great post, but it builds a strong foundation. The problem is, we've been conditioned to admire the outcome more than the effort. We see the finished body, not the early mornings. We see the successful business, not the sleepless nights. We see the confident speaker, not the years of awkward practice. And because the work is invisible, we underestimate it. Discipline is not dramatic. It's quiet. It's consistent. It's choosing to show up on days when motivation is gone. Motivation feels good. It gives you a rush. It makes you feel unstoppable. But motivation fades. Discipline stays. And the truth is, the people who truly build something meaningful are not the ones who feel inspired every day. They are the ones who build habits strong enough to carry them through the uninspired days. Success doesn't come from one viral moment. It comes from 1,000 unseen decisions. One extra hour of practice, one more page read, one healthier meal, one more attempt after failure. It's not flashy, it's not glamorous, but it compounds. And here's what most people don't realize. When you focus too much on appearances, you start performing instead of progressing. You chase validation instead of mastery. You chase attention instead of improvement. And attention fades quickly. But discipline, that builds something permanent. When you commit to consistent habits, you build self-respect. You start trusting yourself. You stop relying on outside applause because you know the work you're putting in, even if nobody else sees it. That kind of confidence is different. It's grounded. So don't be discouraged if your growth doesn't look impressive yet. If you're showing up daily, if you're improving quietly, if you're staying consistent even when it's hard, you're building something real. And real always outlasts flashy. Stop trying to look successful. Start becoming undeniable. If you're committed to discipline over appearance, comment, stay consistent below. Let's remind each other that the quiet work is what truly changes our lives. We love the phrase overnight success. It sounds inspiring. magical, clean. But it's almost never true. What you're usually seeing is a breakthrough, not the beginning. A spotlight moment, not the years spent in the dark. Social media doesn't show the full timeline. It shows the result. You see the viral video. You don't see the 47 videos that barely got views. You see the successful entrepreneur. You don't see the failed ideas, the rejected pitches, the maxed out credit cards. You see the athlete holding the trophy. You don't see the injuries, the losses, the mornings they wanted to quit. Failure is rarely aesthetic. It's uncomfortable, it's humbling, it's quiet, so people don't post it. But that doesn't mean it didn't happen. And when you scroll through success after success without seeing the setbacks behind them, you start believing something dangerous, that you're the only one struggling. You're not. You're just seeing a filtered timeline. Every strong person you admire has doubted themselves. Every confident voice you listen to has questioned whether they were good enough. Every winner has faced moments where quitting felt easier than continuing. But those chapters don't trend. Failure happens in private. It happens when no one is clapping, when no one is encouraging you, when it feels like your effort isn't paying off. It happens in the gap between who you are and who you're trying to become. And that gap can feel lonely. But here's the truth. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the construction process. You don't build resilience by winning every time. You build it by getting back up. Those invisible setbacks, they're not wasted years. They're training, they teach patience, they teach humility, they teach adaptability. They teach you how to stand steady when things don't go your way. And when you finally break through, people will call it luck. They'll call it talent. They'll call it perfect timing. They won't see the nights you question everything. They won't see the tears. They won't see the quiet determination that kept you going. But you will. So stop feeling ashamed of your setbacks just because they don't look glamorous. The messy middle is normal. The failed attempts are normal. The slow progress is normal. What's abnormal is believing success happens without struggle. If you're in a season where it feels like nothing is working, don't assume you're behind. You might just be in the part of the story that builds strength. And one day, when your moment comes, people will only see the result. But you'll know the truth. If you're still pushing despite setbacks, comment "still going" below. Let's normalize the failures that shape our future success. There's a rush that comes with validation, a spike of dopamine when someone likes your post, a sense of importance when numbers go up. Views, followers, comments, applause. For a moment, it feels like progress, but here's the uncomfortable truth. Validation is temporary. It fades fast. Today's viral moment is tomorrow's forgotten post. Today's praise is replaced by the next trend. The internet moves on quickly, and if your confidence is built on attention, it will rise and fall with it. That's exhausting. Short-term validation feels good, but it doesn't build anything solid. It doesn't sharpen your skills, it doesn't deepen your character, it doesn't prepare you for pressure, responsibility, or longevity. Growth does. Long-term growth is slower, it's less flashy. It often goes unnoticed. It's choosing to practice when no one is watching. It's reading instead of scrolling. It's improving your craft instead of performing for applause. It's developing emotional control instead of reacting for attention. That kind of growth doesn't always get immediate recognition, but it compounds. Skills stack, discipline strengthens, resilience hardens, character deepens, and those things don't disappear when the spotlight shifts. Imagine building your self-worth on numbers that can change overnight. One bad post, one drop in engagement, one moment of criticism, and suddenly you question everything. Now imagine building your self-worth on who you're becoming, on the knowledge you've gained, on the habits you've built, on the challenges you've survived, on the standards you kept when no one was watching. That confidence is stable. Short-term validation asks, who's watching me? Long-term growth asks, who am I becoming? And those are very different questions. One keeps you performing, the other keeps you evolving. The world will always reward what's loud and immediate. But lasting success belongs to those who are patient enough to build quietly, Because when trends die, skills remain. When applause fades, character remains. When attention shifts, resilience remains. And those are the things that carry you through decades, not moments. So don't trade long-term mastery for short-term approval. Don't sacrifice depth for visibility. Don't abandon your development just to feel noticed. It's better to grow slowly and solidly than to rise quickly and crumble. Build something within yourself that no algorithm can take away. If you're choosing growth over validation, comment long-term below. Let's commit to building lives that last, not just moments that trend. Competition is loud. It tells you to look left and right. It tells you to measure, to compare, to calculate where you stand. Becoming is quieter. It tells you to look inward. Somewhere along the way, we started believing that life is about beating someone else, being ahead, earning more, achieving faster, getting there first. But if your only goal is to be better than someone else, you'll always need someone beneath you to feel valuable. That's a fragile way to live, because there will always be someone faster, smarter, richer, more talented in a certain area. If you build your identity on winning against others, what happens when you lose? But when you focus on becoming, everything changes. The only person you measure against is who you were yesterday. Did you grow? Did you learn? Did you handle that situation better than you would have last year? Did you stay disciplined when the old version of you would have quit? That's real progress. Becoming is personal. It's waking up and asking, how can I improve today? Not, how can I outshine someone else? Competition can push you, yes, but it can also poison you. It can make you resent other people's success. It can turn inspiration into insecurity. Becoming does the opposite. When you're focused on growth, someone else's success doesn't threaten you. It motivates you because you understand that their journey has nothing to do with yours. You're not in the same race. In fact, there is no shared race. Life isn't a leaderboard. It's a mirror. And every day it's asking you one simple question. Are you evolving? The strongest people aren't obsessed with beating others. They're obsessed with mastering themselves, mastering their emotions, mastering their habits, mastering their mindset. That's a lifelong challenge. And it never depends on someone else losing. When you shift from competing to becoming, you stop wasting energy on comparison. You invest it into development. You read more, you practice more, you reflect more. You take responsibility instead of making excuses, and slowly, quietly you transform. Not into a copy of someone else, but into a sharper, wiser, stronger version of you. That's the real win. At the end of your life, it won't matter how many people you outperformed. What will matter is whether you fulfilled your potential, whether you honored your growth, whether you became who you are capable of becoming. So stop chasing the scoreboard. Start chasing progress. If you're committed to becoming better than yesterday, not better than someone else, comment becoming below. Let's focus on growth that starts within.